you to schedule your lives. You should show up consistently. And people always ask me, is it okay to spontaneously go live if it's not part of my schedule live? And the answer is yes, which is why I'm here today, because sometimes things happen with clients or students and you want to share it in the moment, not try and recreate it later. So today I want to talk about, I'm calling it results that will have you saying, I'll have what she's having, because I cannot talk about live video success. I cannot talk about online marketing success without talking about Rhoda Summer. And she is a wonderful, lovely woman who is a nurse. And when she came to me, she was not retired, but she wasn't actively nursing. She was teaching other nurses how to pass the NCLEX. And if you are not in the nursing world, which you may not be, the NCLEX is the test of all tests that nurses have to pass in order to actually start working. So there's a lot of weight on this test. Again, when Rhoda came to me in her 50s, totally not visible, doing one-on-one in her brick and mortar. So this is obviously pre-COVID, right? So she's taking one client on and she was struggling. And what we discovered was, she has to be visible. She has to be out there saying, I have 100% pass rate. Huge, right? So she can help people pass this test. No problem. She is definitely the authority in this. 2, she needs to be speaking the language of her viewer. So the people she's talking to are men and women in their 20s, maybe early 30s, not in their 50s like Rhoda. And so we just changed the way she approached. She agreed to be visible reluctantly. Well, I would think she was actively willing to be, but she didn't love the idea of being visible, right? So when I talk about, and I talk about this a lot, your visibility equaling your currency, it is so necessary to understand that if people don't know who you are or what you have to offer, there's no possible way that you're going to like rock this online marketing thing, just even putting yourself out there online. And so we worked together. We came up with her visibility plan. She started speaking the language of her students or her aspiring students. And again, later on, I interviewed her because she booked up. Like it was before the class even ended. She was booking up. And she sent me pictures of her calendar. And so this is about 4 years ago, people. And so since then, I probably get an email from Rhoda, I don't know, every couple months or so. And she's telling me this new great thing. And so the ripple effects of being visible are very real, right? Rhoda's not an outlier. She's simply someone who realized, okay, I need to put myself out there. And that's what she did. And so here are some of her results. When she came to me, she did not share with me that her business was really at a place where it was like she had to succeed or she just wasn't going to have a business anymore. She never shared any of that until after. She said, I was in a really bad place with my business. And then she became visible. And then she started booking up. And then she started booking up so much she had to start a group program because she had too many one-on-ones. But look, you have the internet, you can start doing group programs. Then COVID hit and she was doing all group programs or all virtual, but she was completely set up for all of this. Again, no marketing experience, no video experience. She didn't have a big team, a big budget or any of that stuff. She had the desire to reach her audience. And she knew that she could not do that alone. And so I share Rhoda's story because that is just the tip of the iceberg. Then she sends me her calendar and it's completely booked out in like the craziest way. Then she sends me an email and tells me, oh my gosh, I put myself out there and now I'm being asked to write a book, NCLEX for Dummies. So for the 4 dummies reached out to her and was like, hey, you're the expert. Why did they know that she was the expert? Because she's the only one out there saying, hey, I am the best there is at NCLEX. I have 100% pass rate. I am the expert. Now, she's not actively actually saying those things, but when people start to say, we should have a book about this, and they start researching who is the expert on this, who do you think popped up? It was Rhoda, right? So I'm popping in today because I'm hanging out on LinkedIn. And of course, Rhoda's doing a great job. She's hanging out on LinkedIn. She's sharing her successes. And what do I see? I see a picture of 4 beautiful women, Rhoda included. These are now her team. She had to hire other people to help teach what she teaches because it's just grown so much. This is over the course of a couple of years. This isn't 10, 15, 20 years worth of work. She put herself out there. She decided that her fear of being visible was not nearly as important as her desire to reach people. And so there she is, putting herself out there. I'm here because I feel like a proud mama. Hi, Amanda. Yes, Rhoda. And Rhoda, I tell Rhoda's story all the time, but it changes every time. I go live all the time and I use her as a success story, but her success story shifts and changes. And that's what I want you to hear. The ripple effect is real. So it may start out slow. It may start out like you feel like you don't have a whole lot of traction, but you keep showing up. You keep saying, I am the expert in this, and people will start to recognize that. And then you start growing and growing and growing. It's how I became known as a video lady. Yeah, I had video experience, but until I started putting myself out there and saying like, hey, I can help you, no one's just going to magically find me. I like to call that field of dreams marketing. It doesn't work that way. We're not in Iowa. We're not plowing down our cornfields, right? Like you have to actively put yourself out there consistently, or no one is going to know who you are and that you have something amazing to offer them. So I have a podcast interview and I actually have to do my hair and makeup. This is me, people. This is me bedrolling with some lipstick. I just want to put up there, if you don't know where to start, if you are new to me and you're like, okay, I want that. I want what she's having. You want results like Rhoda, it's totally attainable. I want you to get on the wait list for Live Video Launchpad. It is starting. I open the doors mid-September. And I want to make sure you get on the wait list, because the wait list people, first of all, get first dibs. If I fill the class on the wait list, it doesn't go out to everybody else. And the second is you get an awesome bonus, which Amanda can tell you is super awesome. So you want to be on the wait list anyway. So I am here. I got to go get ready for my podcast, and I will see you all at our regular scheduled time tomorrow. Take care.